About 5% of cases of rhegmatogenous retinal detachment would have no breaks you would find before the surgery. And sometimes it's difficult also to find it even during the surgery. Just want to share with you some experience with these cases. This is a case of a patient who had intraocular foreign body that was impacted near the aura, and I removed. And then he developed 1 month after retinal detachment on the nasal side, which was relatively shallow, but there was a definite nasal detachment. So my first thing is to indent carefully, dry to dry, and just try to find a break. And one tip that I found is if there's a scar there, or a laser or cryo, it's usually at the edge of the cryo or the laser mark. So that's something to keep in mind. So that's what I did here. And actually, I did not find a tear. So then I would indent again, and maybe with some vitrectomy, looking for a scleren. Then my third thing is I partially fill with heavy liquid. And the idea is you want to push the fluid, and then if there's any tear there, the tear would be like more wide opening because the fluid is pushed to the periphery. And that usually works well, and usually I would find a break. But in this case, I could not find a break. So then the third step, which was presented before in Evers here and elsewhere, is to put subretinal blue. And I use the cataract blue, which is the 0.06%. So this is a 40 gauge cannula and delivering it under the retina. And if you have heavy liquid in the eye, it's good because you're protecting the macula. And it can be slightly messy at the beginning when you have a little bit of dye in the vitreous, but then it clears up this messiness and you will see more under the retina. So it's here under the retina, and then again you carefully indent looking for the color scleren, and this is here the money shot, and this is the dye here coming, and it's usually around the edge of the scar, and that was the scar where the foreign body was impacted. And then after that, it's relatively easily, so you will either cryo it and then gas or flatten the retina more and laser. And this patient did very well. That's another case here, where again, I just want to show you how the fluid can be really tense and you find a break more if you put heavy liquid. And again, in this case, I could not find a break whatsoever. So then the next strategy would be doing, as someone was saying, if you cannot find a tear, then you make a tear and flatten the retina and then laser dry to dry. And in this case, the whole retina was detached, so I laser 360. But if it's a small part of the retina detached, I would laser dry to dry. So just to summarize, so indentation, heavy liquid, partial fill, and then subretinal blue, and then lasering dry to dry, and hoping that you got a break. Thank you so much.
I've got a question, actually. Ted Burton presented a series of, obviously, going from the outside with a 30-gauge needle. Have you tried doing that?
I've tried it, but it's really difficult. I just find it very difficult to do things from the outside where I'm trying to look from the inside. I don't know. I found it difficult.